Welcome to
No,
I'm in New York. Oh.
no, you're supposed to wait for. Now we're live. People can see
Hi,
it. They can
everybody.
hear it. This is the official opening of the show now, and it's you
all of that
fucking
in 5D.
blowing it.
Good job, Eddie.
That's
No.
the opening. There's we can see each other. There's hand cues now.
I know. I thought. Remember last week when we're gonna go when Devin rubs his nipples, and that's when I went. Didn't you remember that?
Yeah, but I only have pay attention before I'm talking and or
You're a
you know
bad man.
listening.
You're a bad man.
There are many things.
You're bad at this. That's okay. It happens.
So, anyways, hello everybody, and welcome to 5D Podcast.
Woo!
With us, we've got Big Bird Steven over there.
Woot woot. Raise the
We've
roof.
got Bonsai, also known as Devin,
How's it going?
who is drinking a Four Loko.
No, I am not. I don't want to show what it is because I don't think I'm allowed to, but not a Four Loko. People can figure it out, but I'm not showing their.
I don't think there's ever been you can't have a branded alcohol.
I don't know the rules.
But
Do you guys ever actually remember Four Loko and the things that it
they
did to
still
people?
sell 'em. My little brother
Yeah.
drinks them. They're horrid.
the only thing I remember about Four Loko is a picture spree that came up, including some chick who was literally flashing her bits, and that was just not good. She was not a very attractive person.
Oh, this is what Four Loko makes you do. Woo!
Pretty much. It wasn't even those bits. It was the other bits.
Well done.
It was
Oh.
It was,
Just like an old lady going, I'm getting drunk too.
yeah, pretty
It was
much.
but it was what energy drink and booze. Is that what it was?
I don't even
Pretty
remember.
much.
All right, fair enough. I just
It's like
remember
Sparks.
one of my very tiny friends drinking like half of a Four Loko, and all of a sudden face down on the table, going, I don't feel so good. And yeah, that was the end of her night. She was passed out on the table while the rest of us drank until 2 a.m.
One of
'Cause, you know, we weren't gonna
beers
take her
I
home.
ever tried was a Sparks. That was
Oh.
we're an energy drink plus booze, and I was like, all right, I like energy drink. That's pretty hard to overpower with the nasty beery taste. Let's do it. Yeah, it tastes like beer. It just tastes like really shitty beer plus caffeine.
Well, do you also remember the drink Balls?
You mean
Like-
the one I drink all the time?
Yeah, well, the thing is that when it came out, all the kids were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get some balls, tee hee tee hee," and I'm like, you're so overzealous about announcing that publicly. Jesus Christ, dude, calm down. No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh, that guy.
He is too.
Got it.
He is that guy. He is the man you are describing right now.
So, how often do you rub your balls all over your face?
Never.
It doesn't ever spill. Your balls don't ever spill all over your
I
face.
generally don't spill my drinks. I'm just saying.
I have
I'm gonna call
fucking coordination,
bullshit.
bro.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but I mean, I generally just don't do that. It's not a
From
thing
someone
that I
who's been
normally
drinking
do.
with you, I can honestly say you do spill drinks, and also you put balls on your mouth. A different story.
Yeah, well, balls in the mouth is not what you said. You said rub balls on my face. I don't do that.
All right. Well, we've established the first
I'm
one.
not into that, bro.
All right. So, actually, this just happened, so I wanted to bring it up.
Sorry.
We've talked about the book here a few times. Ready Player One.
Yes.
I believe actually Steven recommended it, and after ignoring him for a couple of months, I actually went out and read it
You
by
did?
accident. Yeah, I did read Ready Player One. It was fantastic. I did feel it was written more for like a middle school kid, but it was good.
Yes,
The themes were fantastic, and just it just kind of goes through a lot of it takes the internet and takes it to the extreme, right?
Right. Well, it also talks a lot about what it's like being a person of the internet and a lot of things that have to do with that. It's got some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
But
So, anyways, years back, a couple of years back. So I think it was WB who bought the rights. They bought the rights to make a movie out of it, and they've kind of been slowly working on it. A script was written, and then it was rewritten, and it's just kind of coasted. But today they announced it's actually going to be directed by Steven Spielberg, so it's relevant again.
Now we
Hey,
just have to hope it's not ass.
yeah, so that's the thing. I have mixed opinions on this particular one. I like the idea of having a movie from that book because that book was awesome and I think it could be a movie. My problem is that how often have I seen a movie made of a book that just
Was
no.
subpar.
So like I'm excited to see if they do well, like, and make a good movie, but at the same time I'm like not really hopeful because I just like nothing has shown me that all these things do well
So-
like immediately.
Well, I
So,
mean, you
for
have
me,
like
I'm
Lord of the
hopeful that it's
Rings.
good, but I'm like, well, Lord of the Rings are okay.
As an avid comic book reader, this is every day of my life right now.
Right.
Every day they announce some new comic movie and some new news about it, and I have to sit here and either be like, and what's worse is like, we're now having to go like, they got it correct. They just did what they
Finally.
were supposed to do, and we're overjoyed with that.
Right.
And like everything else, we're just like, oh. So what you have to approach it with, if you want to have a good time with this at all, as a fan of the book, you have to keep a couple things in mind. One, they cannot do everything. They can't.
Right.
They can't do it.
That's
It's
how-
never
that's how
going to
it's-
happen. You already
Right.
have to make peace with a dumbed down version of what you want. 100%.
True.
Two, not everybody is going to look how described in the book.
No, of course.
Again, they're just not. Sometimes
There
black
might
dude-
just be a black guy somewhere.
Yeah, black dude becomes white dude
Well,
becomes Puerto Rican dude. Like
There
it's
is a
just-
black person in that book.
No, might be
so-
a white guy. Just
If
saying,
they did
might
that,
a
that
white
would be
guy.
like that actually couldn't be
Fantastic
done. I think.
Four.
No, actually, they could make it
Fantastic
any
Four.
other. Well, yeah, but I'm saying they could make it any other race that doesn't have to be black.
Okay.
It could be a Middle Eastern dude.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, it just if they butchered that particular part, that'd be bad because it is a huge part of that character, in my opinion. But
Yeah,
The third thing. It's never.
I'm
gonna
not
be
done.
I'm not. It's never going to be as good as the book.
of course,
It's
I just
just
my
not.
thing is my thing is I'd like a good movie out of this, not a meh movie, and I'm really hoping that they can pull off a good movie as opposed to a meh movie.
Fair.
You know?
So,
I accept.
That's basically what I'm saying.
going off of the book itself, they're not going to be able to add anything. I agree, but the book doesn't have everything. Ready Player One has a lot of places where I honestly felt where I'm like, this is just filler. It does not need to be here.
I'm not sure I agree, but at the same time, I
Is it
mean,
written by Stephen King?
no.
No, God, if it
Sounds
was a whole chunk of it. No, there was just a bunch of things that, like conversations that didn't need to happen. It was a lot more of a introspection on the character. Introspective, whatever. English is not my first language. But anyways, and I honestly felt that it was unnecessary because it just came off as whining more than anything. But I'm excited, and I hope they do make a movie. I know I'm fairly new to the book itself. I just read it this year, actually. I believe either earlier this year or late last year, and yeah, it was fantastic. But yeah, Spielberg, I'm excited. He's
Right, it's
he
cool to see
generally
Spielberg-
doesn't. Yeah, like he generally doesn't just outright screw things up, George Lucas. But just putting that out there. So I'm excited about that. All right. One thing that I also wanted to talk about with you guys. Have you guys heard of WT Fast?
No.
Okay, so WT Fast is a service. It's a software, of course. You download off of Steam, and it does come with some sort of monthly
I did
subscription.
hear about this. Yes.
And so it claims to cut down your latency and make you stop from like lagging on the internet and to make your multiplayer games
in other
faster.
words, you can use it right now.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because I'm in a hotel in New York and spotty internet. But anyways, no. So I looked into it and I was like, okay, first off, it sounds like magic. Latency doesn't work that way,
It just
Marshall.
sits
Well,
there and
actually,
it pulls out
hold
all
on,
the bad
hold on.
bits.
But
Back
hold
up
on,
for a
hold
second.
on.
I have to say this because you said latency doesn't work like that. Yes, in general it doesn't. However, if they're going with any of the sort of thoughts that people have been kind of putting forward on how to make gaming better, the difference between going to the internet anywhere and going to gaming is it's a way that the packets have to be sent, right? So it's not about basically because you're sending a lot of small datas quickly, right? As opposed
Yes.
to large
So-
pieces. So if they're doing
Okay.
that, then it might work in that regard. But otherwise, yeah, magic.
Yeah, no, hold on. So actually, there is I looked into it, right? Like I said, because it sounded like magic, and I looked at what it actually was, and the impression that I got is that it sounds like it's an Xbox Live like service, where they have the reason that your latency is lower is because they have servers that they know run faster, and they optimize the routes to get to these servers, right?
Okay. So it's just a route optimizer.
Optimizer.
Yeah, but they also run servers themselves. So that's why I said it's a little bit more like Xbox Live, right? So I understand. Here's the thing. So that in place, they launched recently, and it's a new product. It's getting spotty reviews on Steam, and
Right. Okay.
it happens, right? It's a new product, new technology, whatever.
And it also sounds kind of gimmicky, so yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So people weren't happy about it. People were writing shitty reviews. The CEO came out and said, hey, there's a lot of, publicly said, hey, there's a lot of trolls on Steam. If you go on Steam and write us a positive review, we will give you a month free. Immediately, the Steam community blew up. Because it was like,
what?
They immediately started sending letters and stuff to Valve. Well, obviously, probably not real letters, but emails to Valve. And they're basically claiming, hey, man, this guy's trying to bribe us for good reviews.
Right, that's just, total bullshit. That is like going, okay, so it's one thing to, take money for a review and just sort of go, okay, YouTubers that have done that in the past, they take money to, sponsor their content or whatever, and they don't say anything and be, really, really opaque about that. It's another thing to, go out publicly and say, hey, anybody who gives us good review gets service. It's like the opposite in the worst possible way.
It's exactly a bribe, right? It
is a bribe.
They're bribing them, huh?
Is it even legal?
It's legal because
it's legal, yeah. But it's probably on the edge of.
It's not like the FCC, right, where they're authorizing something for public consumption or anything like that. It's just an opinion-based response that they are giving you money for. It's like when they're paying you to take a survey or something, and they give you money. Yeah, it's similar, except this is unethical.
Right.
Is what it really is. Okay. I read the follow-up from the CEO once he realized, and it was like, thank you to all of our fans. Obviously I'm paraphrasing. We have been informed by Valve, or we're sorry we can't give you the free service. We've been informed by Valve that that's unavailable. It was our mistake, but we really think this is a good product, and bear with us. We're gonna make it better.
So I have a question. Do you guys think it would be still unethical if they offered a free month for anyone who wrote a review? Period.
No, that's great. That's feedback. If you want feedback, it's like you like I said, you pay for a survey, or when they give out free tickets for people to go and rate a movie, do pre-screenings.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Anybody who signs up for an account at 5dpodcast.com and leaves a good review, we will give you 1 free month of 5D Podcast.
I like it.
A whole month.
1 whole month of free 5D Podcast.
That's about 4+ podcasts.
That is 4, potentially 5, possibly 3 podcasts.
Well,
if it's February or something.
We just got through February, so yeah, this is a limited time offer.
We didn't say what month it would happen.
That's all
that's true. That's true. You're gonna have to listen for 4 months before you get that free month, guys.
Yeah.
That's how they always get you.
Also, they only happen on alternating months, so if it doesn't land on the correct month, you have to wait another 4 months before you're again eligible to try and get one of the alternating months.
Right. But I am curious, though, with the WT Fast or whatever, is it a free program with a monthly subscription, or is it a pay for the program and then have to...
So I was actually trying to find out information about that. I know it's $9.99 per month,
right?
As a subscription fee, but I couldn't see any pricing info. At least not from
a free thing as a base software.
Yeah, it could possibly be a free thing, or it could be just it could be like an MMO where you pay for the
right. I mean,
program
obviously,
itself, and then
the software is something you can download. It's just it costs you money to have it active. And that's what I'm curious about, because then something like that idea of having people get a free month if they rate it is more viable, because if you have to pay the software and then go, then it's one of those things where at that point I feel like the people that are going to do it are all going to be biased anyways. So that makes for bad feedback. Because
that's true. But if honestly, if it did what it says it does, a lot of people would actually buy into it. A lot of the people who use like our actual hardcore gamers have the expendable income, right? If
Well, I
they're
mean, if I had the ability to have more streamlined packet connectivity to my games, it would be something that I would be totally okay with, because that idea has been kind of bouncing around in the industry for a little bit. Like League of Legends was talking about trying to set up something similar. So I mean,
and then I imagine Twitch would jump right in and be like, "Hey, you get streamlined access to stream to us if you buy the Pro or whatever."
well, so but that's the thing. Like something like that doesn't really do you any good when it comes to something like watching a video. The reason why this is something that's interesting or worth looking into is because the way that works versus the way that a game works. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's about large numbers of small packets, not about numbers of packets. Like so, having these large numbers of small packets at a lesser latency is a better thing. So,
I
mean-
hate to do this, but this is not my first beer, and I very much have to pee because we took so much time setting up when we started.
you
All
had
right.
to say that out loud as opposed
I
to
did.
just walk away real fast. Be like,
I had to explain it. What if somebody comes in and they're like, "Why is there a blank screen?" Now you guys can.
because then we could answer. Oh,
No, because
Dad,
you guys wouldn't know. You'd be like, "Oh, he went somewhere. We don't know. Maybe the fuck
No,
dead."
no,
Now
we-
you can
we-
just be like,
it's
"Oh, I
invisible."
had to pee."
We would be like, Devin sneezed and then he was gone.
Yeah, it was something like that. We
Let's
would
just
have
go
made
with that
something up on the
anyways.
spot. Have you ever met us?
No, who are you people?
the
Why
fuck
am I
are you?
here?
This isn't my bathroom.
I have to pee.
Nonetheless, I think the ideas behind something like that are sound, but I mean, I don't know. It depends on if it works, and apparently it doesn't. So whatever. I
Yeah,
just
but
I can't believe that they
it's
tried
new
to
tech, right? It's new tech, so they're still working on it. All right. Another thing I wanted to bring up is, did you watch the movie Super Troopers?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
It was all right.
You sir have very like tough things to
When it comes
like,
to movies, I am pretty harsh. I won't lie, but it wasn't like the movie of the century or anything. But I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it.
like Super Troopers is one of those movies that I can always go back and be like, huh, that's funny, right? Like laugh
like-
out loud hilarious.
I think for me, it's a little dated for how I like kind of enjoy my movies, but nonetheless.
Oh well, definitely. It's obviously dated. It's been out for a number of years. But anyways, Super
like-
Troopers, cult classic. People loved it. They're trying to do a Super Troopers 2 finally.
They are.
They announced, I believe, either this morning or last night, that they are trying to crowdsource Super Troopers 2, and they released a video, pretty funny video. You can also tell it's kind of low budget, because if you notice the guy's hat, it keeps trying to escape. The badge on the guy's hat, it's kind of funny. But anyways, Super Troopers 2 being crowdfunded on was it Crowdsource-A-Go-Go? Indiegogo, sorry.
Crowdsource go.
I totally blanked at that moment on the name of it. But I'm excited. I love the first movie. Like I was telling Steven, I can go and watch that over and over again. Obviously not in a row, but it spurred so many jokes. It's like Grandma's Boy. One of those movies that amongst us, someone drops a line and everyone immediately knows what you're talking about.
Sure. I mean,
So-
it is one of those cult-based movies, and so I'm not surprised. But so,
So-
I mean, what are they trying to raise? Like how much?
$2 million.
No,
Okay, how
that's,
close are
dude,
they?
for a movie, that's a very small budget.
No, I
Yeah.
know it is. I'm
Very
just more
small
curious. I'm more curious if that's enough.
I mean, of course, that's what they say, and they're like, look, the more we get, the more we can do. We can get more big-name actors. We can
Right.
put in more special effects. That's actually one thing, is there's a stretch goal already in there for better special effects.
Makes sense.
So, and if you look at what Con Man just did we talk about Con Man on here?
We did last time.
Okay.
We
So if you look at
forced
what
you to
Con
talk
Man
about
did,
it, Shy Guy.
Con Man did all of that within, like, I think they still have 2 weeks left on their.
Oh, right.
on
No,
their
I remember this
Kickstarter.
one now. I remember.
And
Okay.
they're already at. They only asked for like 400,000. They're already at 2 or 3 mil, I think.
Yeah.
Which is great for a little show like that, because they're just doing 10-minute episodes
Right.
released on the internet. This is a full-length movie, and they're only looking for 2 mil. But if Con Man can do that,
I
these
just
guys
I
can
just
do
want
it.
you to know that they came out last night and they're already 113% funded.
Super Troopers guys.
Yep.
Oh yeah, see.
Oh, okay,
And
see.
they have what, 2 or 3 weeks left?
Let's see here. They've got
4 weeks.
30 days left.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I, like,
Because it literally came out. I'm pretty sure it came out yesterday.
I'm gonna chip in. My $30. Get my digital
Yeah.
copy.
So are you excited, Devin, for this movie? I mean, or am I the only one who's like, I want to see this happen?
I'm glad it's finally happening. After they've gone on Reddit a few times and talked about what was happening with it, and apparently it was just a lengthy battle with the original production company over rights. But it was the kind of battle where the production company's like, we don't want to make a sequel, and they were like, can we? And they were like, no. And everybody was just going, what the fuck? So this is one of many scripts they have done. From what I read, they had a couple of different drafts of Beer Fest and a draft of Pot Fest written, and they were like, but we just want to make sure it's the right one before we even decide to do it. So these are scripts these guys have been sitting on for a while, but because of a couple of stinker releases, they just couldn't get out.
Well, unfortunately,
Unfortunately, they've done the stinker movies. Like, Club Dread did poorly, which I didn't get. I actually really enjoyed Club Dread. But then they did Baby Makers, and I just bought it. I saw it in the theater, or I saw it in Best Buy, and I was like, it's Broken Lizard. I'm fucking in. So I bought it, and it was just really meh.
So
Yeah,
what was the Slam and Salmon captured?
I thought it was funny, but it didn't do very well.
No, it didn't. It captured, I'm gonna say, 60% of the essence of Super Troopers, with the zaniness and the wackiness and all that. But I liked where they went with it. I just feel like people who were expecting Super Troopers but in a restaurant were probably a little disappointed. I enjoyed the fuck out of it, though.
I don't know why you would expect that, though. I mean, they did Super Troopers. Then they went on and did 4 or 5 other movies that weren't Super Troopers. Like,
Right.
That's true.
come on.
People are silly when it comes to their expectations,
Really.
though. Like, you can say something, like, completely ridiculous, and they'll expect it to be something else.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm excited. I like the Broken Lizard guys. I like it because they've shown that they're at least a couple of them are really good character actors, where they can go completely off from what they normally do, and it's been fantastic. But yeah, so
I'm really excited over crowdfunding in general, honestly.
No,
crowdfunding
it's a
is
good
the way to
thing.
go, in my opinion.
It's a good thing to have out there. I worry about the one that's going to really fuck it up, you know, the one that just...
So,
like, for example, if Star Citizen, like, doesn't ever happen. Like, that would just be...
I'm sorry, Star
you know?
Citizen's... It's gonna happen. It is not gonna be what you think it is. Those guys
Yeah.
overpromised. It's already
I
a
think they did, too.
100 gig install for that game they've announced.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
If they do it right, it'll be great.
I'm sure parts of it will be great, but do not expect that to be a perfect game. Just don't.
I honestly did not try crowdfund it, even though I was really interested. I was like, you know, there's a lot of promising happening here, and if they do it all, then I'm all over that.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
more
like one of the
power
best
to
games
it.
ever.
Sounds dope.
But
I'm not
if they
even a
don't,
Space Sim fan, and that sounds
right.
fucking awesome.
It's the kind of game I would get a joystick for if they do it right. But the thing is, like, I almost honestly I worry. You know, it's like one of those things where I'm like, I don't
as
know about
horrible as this
game.
sounds, is for that game, I'm gonna have to dust off my joystick.
Right, I think I got
Did
one
you,
of the blocks
did you
over there. but-
crowdfund it?
Oh fuck yeah! I crowdfunded that.
Okay.
I love Space Sims. So wait, you believe in crowdfunding? Is it now a good time to make our big announcement? We're crowdfunding the 5D fireman calendar.
Is that what we're doing? I wasn't even aware of this. But, okay.
Look, we're just looking for $2 billion to shoot this calendar and get the word out there. So reach out, tell your friends. It's for a great cause. Seeing us shirts on because we're not that comfortable being shirtless yet, but in fireman hats.
And shorts will be had.
Yes.
We need to turn down the lights because lens flares for some people.
So hold on. There's some stretch goals, guys. We'll take the shirts off if we reach $4 billion.
Yes, we're willing to go that far.
Yeah.
And if we can hit $5 billion, we will sneak near a fire truck and take the pictures near a real fire truck.
Yep.
And for $5 billion, I'll start my own goddamn fire.
I said $5 billion.
I'm adding to that.
It's 2 things? They get Eduardo,
things.
we need to rethink the structure. This is
No. Come on.
Eduardo,
At
we need to
$5 billion, see, here's the deal. At $5 billion, I will start the fire, and that's how we get the fire truck to get close to us.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. It's
See?
a two for in the. Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay,
We're,
I'm back in.
We're back in.
All right, so 5D calendar, guys. You heard it. Expect it on Indiegogo or Kickstarter soon.
You mean crowdsource a go-go?
Yeah, crowdsource Go-Go.
Because that's where it's gonna be. I'm just
Going
saying.
on 5D a go-go.
5D Go-Go. Oh, let me buy that domain. All right, so now past that, let's talk about some interesting e-news that came out within the last week or so. Let's talk.
Let's talk all about it.
All right, so you guys
Doesn't work with the beard. It
heard?
just-
Yeah, no, it's weird.
It just smushes. It doesn't work.
It shows
can
how
do it.
little of a chin you really have.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly. Look, all of that is beard. This is how much the shit squishes fucking down to. It's,
All right,
it's
so
much.
the Zelda live action for
Yeah.
Netflix not
Okay,
happening.
Not happening. Honestly,
Huge,
relief.
really?
I'm not even a huge Zelda fan. Like I play Zelda. Most of them are fun. Some of them are garbage.
So
And then I saw that get announced, and I was like, they're not gonna do it well. Like,
So
you
which
know
one was the one with the golden cartridge?
Zelda?
You mean the original?
Is that the
Second
original?
one?
Do you want me to go get it?
I
No,
got.
no, I'm just saying that's the only one. That's the only one I beat.
Wachow.
Nice,
Yeah, that was like perfect.
but but anyways, that was the only one I beat. Sadly, Nintendo's president, what is it, Satoru Iwata? Did I say that right?
Jeff.
You're kind of
Jeff,
close. But
sure.
whatever.
Satoru Iwata or whatever came out and said, "No, just a rumor, not even true."
Yeah.
I'm not
So
surprised.
that's not
It
that's
took
not
this
happening.
long though. It's like
Well,
they
so-
sent that shit to Japan by Morse code. And so they'd be like, fuck, does anybody still know how this shit works? And they had to go find a book, and then they were like,
Well, they actually had to find the
no.
to getting Morse code. They actually had to find the device to plug it in.
Yeah, they're like,
Somebody's
"There's
like, dude.
something."
Somebody sent them an email. It's like, dude, we're sending you something. You're not getting it, dude. Check out your Morse code device. I'm like, oh shit, we should do that.
Dude, this is Japan. Their technology is so advanced. They knew before we did that we were going to announce it.
they were just like, we're sitting on it, guys. Let it build the buzz so we can.
No,
do
no, no, no.
nothing."
There was this really weird, like, double anime pillow wedding that they had to attend to, so they had to wait.
It was
So,
a love,
I
Make
have
this
to
they're
bring this
a
up.
love pillow, and some butler has to hold them both up and go.
You may now kiss the bride. And then for some reason, it turned into some really weird, like, pop, metal,
They have
pillow
that.
fight, Japanese stuff. Yeah, it got all
That's a
kinds of
thing.
funky.
That's already a thing.
I know. They were there. That's
Going
for
back
that
to the
pillow fight.
topic at hand, did you guys ever see the original like animated Zelda show?
You know what? I've avoided it. No, was it any good?
I didn't
No!
watch it, but I've seen it.
You didn't watch it, but you've seen it.
Like I've seen like bits and pieces in
I've seen
passing,
it.
but I didn't like catch it every day as a kid or anything.
So, Steve, tell us what was wrong with it.
Everything. Like the whole thing was just awful. I mean, God, what was it? It was There was a catchphrase that fucking Link always said to the princess. And it's literally just left my head. God, what is it?
Listen.
No. It left. I was gonna like, oh, I'm gonna say this, and then it fucking left my head. The point is,
yeah,
it was actually
Navi
really bad.
has that ability. That's the only
Was it-
reason that game is hard.
You're welcome.
Navi shows up and it goes, "Listen," you're like, "What the fuck was I doing? I was so busy cursing at the screen for 45 minutes, telling that thing to shut the fuck up, that I have no idea what I'm doing." Oh, I hate that thing.
All right. So, Zelda not happening.
Good.
Yeah, no good. Honestly.
Public service announcement. Twitch got hacked. Change your passwords.
Yeah.
I know.
Didn't really
So-
get hacked.
So we don't know if they really got hacked, but what I wanted to ask is, do you guys think this has to do with the huge fucking delays they were having last week?
Oh, probably.
It probably has something to do with the same issues. Yeah.
So, you think just kind of a denial of service attack was happening, or you think someone actually compromised something?
I think there was a little bit of a compromise, but probably not a whole lot.
No, from what I read, I read a thing, and it actually said that I couldn't go back and find it, and I tried, because I was going to shove it in somebody's face and say, "Shut the fuck up," but then I couldn't find the fucking thing again.
Was it me?
No.
Real
But,
fast before I forget, it's "Excuse me, princess." So he was like, the show literally had Link going, "Well, excuse me, princess," a lot. If you played a drinking game on that line, you would be fucking drunk. Continue.
see, now I forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
You were talking about what actually happened with Twitch in the article you were reading.
Oh, so from what I read, and this was just an article that I read, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody just posted bullshit, and that's why I couldn't find it again. What I had read was they were working with some third-party person to do some work. That person accessed files they were not supposed to. It basically made it cache something that it wouldn't normally cache.
Okay.
And then they went, whoa, and they immediately hit the fucking stop button. They cut off the connection. We're like, no. And then they issued that to prevent anything from happening. So they were hacked. Somebody got into something they weren't supposed to, but from the thing I read, it sounded like it was a company who accidentally did something, and any legit company's going to be like, yeah, dude, we're not doing
No, stop it.
Yeah, we're not getting sued. Thank you.
Well, I just think
So that's what
it's interesting because they also reset the stream keys. I just can imagine,
because it was caching things. So what I
Yeah.
saw was they
Well, I
said,
just
like,
can imagine
if
some of the big
Steven
streamers-
was streaming on my stream, he has like a copy of my password and my stream key now. So it's
Yeah.
not just like a, hey, I'm letting him sit here and do this. It's like a, hey, he has this forever.
But anyways, so
That's what I read.
it's kind of interesting because I was wondering what happened to people that were currently streaming. Like, was it just everybody shut down, changed their passwords?
It already happened. Like, I think the issue happened before they issued the password resets. We had that day where Twitch was out for hours.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about when they reissued the
No, that was just
password.
a thing where the next time you logged in, it would force you to change your password.
Okay, so it wasn't an immediate stop there. It was just hey,
They
by the
probably
way.
analyzed what the cache could actually have done to the setup and said, you know what, let's just be safe and make everybody reissue everything.
Yeah.
So I also had to get authentication keys for all of like the bots and stuff I've set up. So I mean, it was a Twitch-wide based reset, and that's fine because they wanted to be safe. I'd rather them do that than the other way around. Of like, yeah, it's fine, and then have somebody get fucked because of it.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just curious.
Now have to pull a PlayStation and give out a bunch of free stuff to make up for it.
Yeah,
It'd
but
be kind of cool if they give everybody a little bit of something. I wouldn't.
What kind of
What are they gonna give you though?
Twitch Turbo for free for a
They
month?
can give you Twitch Turbo for a month or something, but it would just behoove them to do that anyway, so you can taste and see if it's so glorious you want to stay. Yeah.
Actually, kind of on a similar note, since you brought up PlayStation, did you guys hear about the service cost for the PlayStation TV service they're doing?
Okay, so explain what a PlayStation TV is first.
Well, so the way they're planning on doing it is having a service that's basically allows you to cloud-based viewing of cable stations and a bunch of other cable-related things, plus access to one exclusive channel, the PlayStation one, which is where things like Powers, the TV show, is going to be hosted, for example. So
Okay,
that's the whole idea behind this TV.
So
that they're
PlayStation's getting into the cable game?
kind of. They already announced that they're doing shows. I thought you knew this. Powers is going
I
to be.
knew they were doing shows, but hosting
Right.
something like a Hulu where they're like, it's a bunch of your apps all together, and there's the and hosting cable channels are two totally different
Right.
things.
So that's the thing. Like, so they're doing a whole like PlayStation TV network thing, right? Guess how much it's going to cost?
How much?
Give me a guess. I'm curious what you guys are throwing out there as.
Well, so I believe HBO said they were going to charge $80 for theirs. So I'm
A
going to go
month?
with 80. Yeah. I'll fucking pay it. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's a little bit lower than that. It's going to be $50 a month.
But if they're replacing your cable, like literally replacing your cable, that
You
makes
still need
sense.
the internet. That's the problem. It's not a cable service.
But
It's an
what
internet-based
you're going to
thing.
pay for a bundle of cable and internet is less than you're going to pay for internet and that.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
Depending on the amount of
again,
channels you get. If you get basic cable, it's not worth it. But if you actually get a
Right.
range of channels, it's actually the cheaper option. Honestly.
Okay,
even-
do you
even-
honestly... I
The point
have...
I'm trying to make is the fact that you could also just not have the you already have a cable service. You're using it for the internet that you're going to use to stream this shit anyways.
Yeah, but you can cut it off.
Yeah.
Right?
I
You
just
can-
do internet.
I don't do cable or the cable TV at all. I don't need it. You
Yeah,
do it all
exactly.
online.
But
Yeah,
if
but the
you-
people that do-
Those
what I'm
things for
saying
like
is if you-
$10.
But if you already have cable, and you're like, fuck, I'm looking to trim some money, this is a legitimate option for you. It's not a bad thing.
And
Honestly.
I have two words that's going to make this successful. Sports fans.
Yeah, if they can get their sports channels at a cheaper price.
at a cheaper price and on demand like streaming does.
Yeah.
Like if they can go through and like, hey, I miss Monday Night Football and it's Tuesday and not having to go the whole live route, it's gonna be huge.
In chat right now, somebody's pointing out $50 to $70 is cheaper than Wave, which is $275 a month.
What the fuck is Wave?
It's a provider.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, like, Comcast, weirdly, even though their service is shitty, they really are the cheapest. Everything else is more than that.
Then
Yeah.
so the other thing to note is that then you're also dealing with the PlayStation Network's connectivity.
Hopefully, well, I mean, so again,
I'm just saying.
What we're saying is, in the best case scenario, like, this comes out and it's a total competitor to cable in all, like, specs of what it provides. You know, they guarantee, like, yeah.
In which case, yeah, you'd
servers,
be right.
it has
You'd be
a-
right, it'd be
you're
better
right.
then.
But, again, if it's basic cable and it's fucking laggy as shit, then you're right, it's not worth it. But there is a situation that this could fall in where this is actually a good thing.
And it's possible. I don't know. The point is, like, what sucks for me, though, is I actually really want to check out Powers, but I don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, I have a PlayStation and I'm still not interested.
No, Hold. You don't have to have a PlayStation. They're selling PlayStation TVs. It's another device.
See, I don't want that
Really?
either, though. What I would
God.
rather see is an app I can put on my fucking Netflix or Hulu or computer. Or
Right.
sorry, on my Roku or my Apple TV or my computer. I would rather just see an app that has all of their channels.
The
And I would
only
even
thing
pay
I
a
have
monthly
any
for it. I
interest
don't
for is
mind.
that station.
Yeah.
So basically what they're doing is they're trying to be Apple TV but better is what they're trying to do, honestly. They're doing the thing that Apple TV, you can have Netflix on this little box and all those other PlayStation things, and it does PlayStation TV. It's basically bringing cable to what an Apple TV or a Roku device is.
Right. I mean, my point is, to me, it's like, really, Sony, do you have to do that? Like, I get the idea that
I
you're
would
looking for
rather
some shows,
just pay
but
Sony. How many shows do they have? Like 5 or 6? I would rather
only one
pay
that I want.
Well, I'm
Right
saying,
now.
like, in total, what you're going to get out of it, for what Sony has to offer with their channel, I'd give them $15 a month. That would be the fair thing to me. Release it as a you know, a month-by-month app like Netflix or Hulu or Crackle or whatever the fuck. $15 a month is what I'd give you for it.
I'd honestly
With
rather
the
them
content-
do. I'd rather see rather them just sell the series as VODs.
Yeah, that too, on a pay-by-pay basis, sure, but I don't know.
I mean, unless they have a
I'd say
shit ton of
that's
content,
my
then it's
better
not worth
idea.
15.
Just like HBO finally realized.
Right.
Forever, HBO was like, you have to have cable to get our
But
app. And
HBO
people were
also
like,
has a
I
fuck
will
ton more
give
shows.
you money.
Right.
But they didn't care. Forever, they were like, nope, sorry, it's a cable thing. We're not doing it. You're not getting the app on its own. And then finally they were like, $80? And people were like, yes,
Right.
all the monies.
Well, but again,
For
my
15,
point is,
you're gonna make your money off
So
of it.
But
is it
again, my
$80 a
point is
month?
Yeah.
my point
Fuck
being
that.
that's a high amount of money because they also have a fuck ton of content.
HBO.
Like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah,
lot comes out
they
of
do a lot of
HBO.
back stuff, but for
Right.
PlayStation, I'd do 15 given the amount of content.
I'd go lower to start and see if there's enough interest.
Actually, the reason I'm excited about PlayStation getting into the cable game. I don't know.
I thought they did the Mortal Kombat show.
But
I didn't know
anyways,
there was gonna be a combat show, but okay.
It's already done.
the reason, yeah, it's been done. The reason I'm excited is because this is going to breed competition. Now that you've got PlayStation getting in the mix and other people getting in the mix, Comcast can no longer have this fucking monopoly, and the big like cable companies can no longer have these monopolies on what's happening.
You
So
know what I'm
at least
afraid for now?
there's an option. What?
It'll be G4. It's gonna start off all gamey and nerdy, and now it's just gonna play cops.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Cops and Ninja Warrior.
They don't even do that anymore. It's cops.
Oh,
and
really? They
TFT.
took off Ninja Warrior?
For as far as I've seen, I don't have cable anymore, so I don't know. But see, like there was for a while. Fucking Hardwick was talking about there are 2 video game based shows left on G4, and I know for a fact that both of those shows were canceled. There are no video
Gamer
game
Station, man.
does not have games at all. So that's what the fucking internet needs right now is gamer TV. Fucking put it in an app like Hulu.
I'm
$5 a
actually
month,
really
gamer
surprised that there hasn't been some like group of people who've put together a gamer network. But then at the same time, I guess
So-
that's what Twitch.
I feel like
I
that
mean, it
sounds
is
like
and it
something
is
we
and it
should
isn't.
do now.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, look at what G4's original lineup was. Like, back in the day, they had shows that reviewed games, checked out new games, talked about hardware and tech, went around to the convention circuits. They hit every fucking convention. Like, it was more of a nerd network than Discovery, because it wasn't about the educational side of being a nerd, it's about the fun side of being a nerd.
Exactly.
And then somewhere that just left. That'd be so easy to do on the net, because you can do it even as short 5-10 minute little things. It's 5 or 6 reviewers. It's 5 or 6 tech heads showing off weird shit they've built or weird shit they've discovered. It's a bunch of people going to conventions and hitting the convention circuits and talking about what's going on there. It's guys like us doing stupid bits on movies.
That's
and
exactly
shit.
my point. I mean, that's what Twitch has kind of become, at least on the video game talk show side of things. Like, there's a lot of people do stuff
With
exactly like that.
that introduction, yeah, but it hasn't caught... I think it's... Yes, it's what you're talking about, but it's not what you're talking about.
Well, it hasn't caught on the same way. You're right, but it's still it's already there. You know, like it's something that exists. It just hasn't been
Clearly, the want for it is there. Now somebody just needs to put it in that format.
I mean, I wish I had the production values to do that kind of thing, because I certainly would. Like, that'd be really great to have, because I am really passionate about video games, especially, and I'd love to really focus down on that stuff. I just don't have the resources. You know, I'm not a fucking millionaire. You know. I'm some dude at a desktop.
You're not a millionaire? Why do I talk to you?
Until we get our fireman's calendar out, guys.
Right.
Fireman's
so it's the
calendar.
5D fireman's calendar, and
You know,
we're looking for $2 billion to start.
If we reach 4 billion, I'm going to throw another stretch goal in there. We will do a games, like a G4 style network on...
Whoa. We're already going shirtless at 4. At 5, Eduardo
I thought we had a 3 in it.
No. And at 5,
Okay, fine.
Eduardo is
Fine.
committing arson, and we're getting a fire truck. This
Eddie.
is 6
Eddie.
million.
Fire truck.
Minimum. 6
Six?
minimum.
6 billion?
Yes.
Or is it billion? Okay,
$6
$6 billion, guys.
billion.
$6 billion. I will spearhead a new G4 network. It'll just be
And I will back him up.
All right, there you go.
There we go.
All right.
Here.
So moving on. Remember a couple weeks ago how I talked about that Rock Band is doing a next gen thing?
Right.
Well, Guitar Hero is now also doing a next gen thing.
Are they doing
Yay!
it the other ones were?
Huh?
Are they doing it smart like Rock Band is?
I don't know. The point is that it just sounds like it's going to happen all over again. What made these games fail in the first place is that people are going to get burnt out on these games
The
again.
reason I asked if they're doing it the right way is that you do realize the model that Rock Band is using, right?
You get all your shit from before?
They're building one game that will be the game for this generation of consoles, right? And they're going to have it to where basically there's content packs that come out through the game, like DLC and shit.
Yeah.
Songs. As opposed to selling a new game.
That's what killed Rock Band, is because they did Rock Band AC/DC, Rock Band Van Halen, Rock Band The Beatles.
The point is they really wised up because of that and said, you know what, fuck that. No, we're just going to do this right. We're going to make one piece of software, or one game.
It sounds like they're building a music platform for the next gen consoles, and then just doing modules.
Right. And that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
the
really
way to
smart.
go. That's a better way of doing what they did.
Please go for a game like that.
But anyways, Activision is trying to get back into the game, and I really think that we don't need any more Activision up in this game.
Whoa, Eduardo. I was a big hater of Rock Band. And then you introduced me to drinking and playing Rock Band. And it
was
changed everything.
Yeah, but
let's give that a chance.
Guitar Hero a chance? I tried, man. I tried. I played Rock Band religiously, then I tried to play Guitar Hero, and it just it wasn't the
doing
same.
your Pepsi versus Coke thing right now, right?
Yeah,
you're
totally.
like, fuck Guitar Hero, it's Rock Band or nothing, and that's your only complaint right now.
No, my only complaint is you're going to oversaturate the market with music games, and like if Activision would have been...
There's 2.
Yeah, that's not really a saturated market. I'm not
No,
saying.
there isn't just 2. There's
Have
all
you
the
seen the number of survival games that exist on PC?
Dude, there's all the...
That is a saturated fucking market, dude. Not
But
2.
there's
like
there's-
200.
There's all the karaoke games. There's all the
Those
fucking
haven't
like
come out in like 2 years now.
dance games. No,
Year and a
there's been
half.
a year and a half. But anyways, so I am not excited about the new Guitar Hero. We'll see how it goes. What I am excited about...
Being smart about this whole thing and doing it the way that they should have did it last generation. But, you know, I mean, I'm still excited about that. I don't give a shit about Guitar Hero unless they do something similar, in which case I might decide, yeah, maybe, you know.
No,
They
sorry.
release a PC version.
Coke is better.
Well, that's the other thing, is if they don't release a PC version, they can suck it, because PC Master Race.
Well, I'll have a PS4 in the house because Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, you've got a problem.
It's true. but all right. I don't know if you guys were big fans, but did you hear there's a new X-Files mini-season coming out?
Yes, I did, dude.
6 episodes?
So
No, I think it's season 6. I don't know if it's...
No.
Oh, wait, no.
Mini release 6 episodes.
one of those things that's really amusing to me is that they I think they actually spearheaded this through the Nerdist because they had
Really?
what's her name on the podcast plays
Gillian
Scully.
Anderson.
Thank you. She was on the podcast and they were talking a little bit about
I'd be in her butt.
and whatever. And they actually decided, I wonder if there's really an interest for this thing, and so they started a hashtag, and it actually grew big enough to where
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
No, a while
Wait,
back,
you mean
David
we can make money off this?
a while back, David Duchovny and Gil Anderson both said at like one of the conventions, they were like, "Yeah, we'd really be interested in another
They've been
X-Files."
wanting to do that for a while, but like there wasn't like this obvious calling for it, and then they was like, why don't we just do this? And they showed that there's people that want to see it. So yeah, I did hear about this, and I am stoked.
I'd be kind of
Yep.
surprised to find out there wasn't an X-Files licensed comic.
Okay.
Oh, there is.
I'm sure. See, I knew there would be.
There's been a few comics, big guy. Trust me,
Were they any good?
I got you. Yes, as long as you don't like action.
That's how Joss Whedon finishes every show of his that was canceled. Dollhouse
Yeah.
continued as a comic. Serenity continued as a comic. Buffy and Angel got endings and they continued as comics. And his brother writes them.
Right. That's my point. Is that all of Joss Whedon's stuff?
Actually, I gotta say, I have the first 2 volumes of the Serenity one. It's really good. I'm gonna pick up Dollhouse next.
Right on.
And you read
Angel.
Angel? Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it
it was
good?
fantastic.
Yeah? Dark Horse, right?
David Boreanaz.
Nonetheless, when is this X-Files series supposed to be coming out? Have they released it?
They haven't said it. They haven't given a release
They just
date.
got announced that it's happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Excited. Want to see it. Super into it.
I already kind of knew it was happening, so that's not really in the news for me, but that's okay. I'm
Well, no.
Fucking
They said it was happening. They have now confirmed that it's going to be a mini season, and I imagine this is basically going to be like, can we get viewers? Throw us money.
No,
we got
but
viewers.
From what I read, what they said is it sounded like it was going to be just a Monster of the Week 6-episode like Tales of X-Files kind of thing.
Well, from what I understand, is the reason why they're not going to do a whole giant syndicated series again is that honestly, the people just don't have the time for it. Like, because they're trying to get all of the same people. Like, obviously, they have other things that are going on, so it makes sense.
And I think like the original writer really just he wanted a full-blown new movie.
Full-blown
right?
AIDS.
Full-blown AIDS, yes. Full-blown
Space
new movie. Space AIDS.
Space.
But yeah, so I'm excited. There is one thing I am totally disappointed in and not excited about. Did you guys hear what's going on with Battlefield Hardline?
Other than the fact that I have no fucks about it, sure. What
All right, so Battlefield Hardline, you guys know what it is, right? New Battlefield, but it's cops and robbers instead of soldiers versus other soldiers.
Okay.
I mean, I
there
knew
is
what Hardline was. Like I said, I just don't care about it.
there is a DRM that had not been disclosed. Easy for me to
saw
say.
this. Yeah.
And basically, if you change your hardware 8 times, you're locked out of your account.
That's pretty
And-
much the problem with all the things that are EA.
Well, no. They had kind of taken this thing out for a while, and they brought it back. But the thing is that they didn't tell anybody about it, and how it was discovered is probably the funniest part. There was a company doing benchmark tests with the software. So they'd be doing, swapping out components, doing benchmark tests, and all of a sudden they would lose access, and they're like, what? So eventually I think they ended up losing access like 4 or 5 accounts before they finally were like, yeah, this is totally built in DRM. So far EA hasn't said anything about it, and it just, more shady stuff.
So guys,
I mean,
here's E, and here's A. That's all I have to say.
I'm gonna be honest with you right
He
now.
flipped off the camera for everybody listening.
This isn't that bad. You have to switch hardware 8 fucking times.
Oh, and
know
it's
how
also
easy
within
that
a
is to
short
do?
period of time.
Yeah.
How short are we talking?
They don't know. That's the problem. EA's not talking
that's my
about
thing.
it.
So like, okay, Devin, let's say you're like, okay, I've got my computer from like 6 years ago. It's getting on that point where I don't know if I'll be able to play these new games. I've got like $200 this month, $200 next month. Depends on how long that period is. You can do 8 hardware swap outs really quickly if you're only doing it component by component.
But it's not like they don't go, you changed your network card. It's like processor and graphics card.
Are you sure about that?
It's not necessarily that specific.
No, because if it wasn't, they'd have it on the first benchmark refresh. They'd tear them down and put it on a whole other machine.
Either way, the point is, what the fuck do they need this DRM for anyways? What the fuck is that stopping?
It's stopping people from giving it to 8 of their friends, because then they go, oh, this license key is used on 8 computers right fucking now. So they stop
Except
it.
for it's origin based.
Yeah, it's all attached to Origin, so what does it matter?
People have your Origin key, they're logging in and playing it.
You can only log into one Origin place at a time. It kicks you off of the other one.
But you know what I mean? Like, within a week, 8 of your friends log on and play it on 8 different computers. That's what it's protecting against.
Like, I would go with it. I would understand if it was concurrent. Like, if you log in here with the license and someone logs in with the license over there, then I understand.
As long as it's time-based, within, like, 3 months, what are you doing on 8 fucking computers in 3 months playing the same goddamn game?
So you're on the
honestly,
road,
like within the last week, I've played the same Steam game on 4 different machines. Within the last week
is a little less extreme than 8.
But I'm saying just within the last week.
This is kind of my point. The only persons that this is hurting are the people who bought the goddamn game and happen to be in a circumstance where that's the thing that happens to them. I can easily see a situation in which you're just downloading the game and playing it on different computers.
8? No.
Sure.
You have your work computer, maybe a laptop, your home desktop, maybe like a girlfriend's computer. 8 is extreme.
What if you're on the road and you're stopping at people's houses on like some crazy awesome road trip across the United States with your friends?
What are you doing stopping to play Battlefield Hardline at 8 fucking
Oh, dude, come on. You gotta shoot some of them robbers and cops.
I'm sorry. And honestly, at that point, you're right and you'd be like, dude, I'm on a road trip doing this to relax. And they'll unlock your fucking account.
That's kind of my point,
such
though.
A case. You're punishing the 10 to block the fucking 10,000 who are just going to give it out to their friends once they pirate it.
So
I
think, honestly...
It's going to get pirated anyways. I don't understand.
Okay, again, I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying, like, that I care it's affecting me. But I'm saying, from a business standpoint, yeah, dude, this makes a whole shitload of sense. And people can't go, why? That's why.
I'll tell you my biggest problem with this whole thing. Is that they didn't tell anybody. They just did it. And people had
read that 8-page license agreement. They just went except to the minute the fucking thing popped up.
But just say something. Say something.
Do they have to tell everybody we have DRM? No, it's in their license agreement. Legally, they don't have to say shit.
I mean, yeah.
No, of course, legally they don't. I'm talking about ethically.
I mean, they do have to say something legally, and it's in the license agreement. That's the whole fucking point of it.
You already bought an EA game. Don't expect ethics. Sorry, but at this point, if you bought an EA game and you expect ethics,
that's my thing. It's like,
but that doesn't make it okay.
This is my thing.
It's never gonna be okay. At least don't stand up and go, why would you do this? Because they're a morally corrupt company who just wants to make sure they squeeze as many pennies out of you as they can, and that's why they did it.
That's kind of my point. Is like, to me, it's just a money grab, and that's so dumb.
But
I'm so tired of their money grabs.
Your personal politics aside, it makes sense. Again, I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I don't play EA games. Fuck them. They suck. Exactly. But again, from a business standpoint, like, my company would do that. I'm not going to say the name of my company. Fuck you people. But my company would do that. We absolutely would. Because the bottom line is about making money. That's what companies do.
Yeah, but I still feel like you could do it in a more, sensible practice way.
And there are really revolutionary... Like, Valve is looking at new ways all the time. And I know there's people out there who are like, you don't own your games with Valve. Okay, Chief. Calm down. They're working on it. They're always reworking things, and that's what a good company does. EA's not, but you're always going to have that balance. If there wasn't a company doing it the wrong way, you wouldn't have a company looking for a better way to do it. You know what I mean?
So Devin, when you set up your iPhone, did you read the license agreement there?
Fuck no, because it's a work phone, and I don't give two shits about it.
Fair enough. You didn't read the license agreement, but guess what? When you activate iTunes on a different machine, it tells you, hey, you have 3 activations left. 2 computers left to activate this on. That's great. That's something that they should have done.
Again, should they have? Probably, but why would you expect it? When you're in prison and your prison mate, your cellmate, rapes you in the ass every night, why would you suddenly show up and go, fucking A, you're gonna rape me tonight? Yes! He's
But it's my
raped you
birthday.
every night! What the fuck did you expect?
Well, I mean, so that's exactly my point. Is like, I personally think that they should be trying to find ways to improve their customer image, not the other way around. It surprises me that even though they've been like looked at like this for so long, and they've made statements on trying to fix this kind of issue, if
They don't care.
continue to do this,
They
I mean,
want
they
you
probably
to feel like they're working on it. They don't want to
Right.
work on it.
right. My point is that this is just another example of why I don't buy any EA games. I haven't
Yeah.
bought one for a very long time, and I have no intention of starting anytime soon.
Yeah, like just don't. That's my rule with EA. Oh, it looks like the best game ever. Yeah, but just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I won't. That's the bottom line. Like, I have no intention of playing the new Dragon Age game, which sounds awesome and totally up my alley. Still not going to play it because it's EA. I'm not doing that. I'm not supporting a company I don't believe
with
in.
either of you. I'm just saying,
You know?
like, I get it. That's what fucking companies do. I've worked for them. They've done it. Fucking look at Adobe. Adobe went, hey, you can buy this software for just like this price and then you own it, to pay us every month to use the same
Which is another
thing
reason
you
why
used
I
last
won't
month.
actually pay for their thing. Like, I won't do
Oh,
it.
Probably.
actually, Adobe still has the perpetual license thing.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I mean, I don't. So here's the thing. Like, if I were a company that was using Photoshop all the time and had to, or like all the Creative Cloud stuff all the time, and was buying a new version every time it came out, the licensing for a monthly thing would be fine because I'm a corporation, you know. But
Yeah,
for the
yeah, it
for the
totally
personal
makes
use, it's totally awful. Like that.
Yeah,
that's
but you
the reason.
you can still buy the software just
No,
for
you can't.
your home
No.
use.
No, you
I mean,
can't.
it's not the
Version.
same.
It's a different
Huh?
version.
It's a completely different version that's
Sort
not
of.
being updated. No, it's not sort of. It just is.
Well, it's not. It's not being updated in the sense that, like, if you buy, I know we're not. This is not the number they're on, but if you will buy Photoshop 4, you get Photoshop 4. You don't get Photoshop 5 when it comes out. You still get Photoshop 4.
Yeah, you get the version that was before they went Creative Cloud, and there's literally no updates that will ever happen for that. Whereas Creative
Yeah,
Cloud,
they're,
at least
they're
you get
not
all
doing
the
updates. I know a guy who's a professional photographer. Like, this is his life, dude. And he's like, yeah, I have to go Creative Cloud because the last version is done. It's over.
So
You can
I
buy
thought-
it, but it's never going to update. It's over.
Okay, so they are completely
yeah,
discontinuing that.
It's gone. I mean,
But-
maybe they'll do one in a couple years, but for right now, they're like, no, it's cloud. Fuck off.
Yeah.
There's not a... Like, you can get the other one. They're still producing it, but they're not updating it. They're not making another one. They're done.
right.
Fair
Nonetheless,
enough.
Let's talk about something happier. Who
Yeah,
has something
The last thing I got is not something happy, but did you guys check out the new Jesse Eisenberg picture? They
Who the
posted
fuck
him
is
as
that?
Lex, the guy playing Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
oh yeah, that movie I have really no intention of watching. No, I haven't seen it.
Almost every movie we ever talk about, you have no intention of watching.
You know, you
That is
opened
not
up a
true at
can of
all.
Worms, right? You know. You
This is actually just not true, Eddie. For example, what is it, Chappie? I want to see that movie.
Oh, Chappie was great. I saw.
Did we talk about Chappie?
It's been brought up before. We didn't talk in depth, but we brought it up.
But
I'm
no,
just-
we've already brought up Batman vs Superman and Jesse Eisenberg's fucking head, and you know who you guys
Okay.
are sitting here with.
Did you
Yeah.
see the picture?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
There are literally no thoughts, no conclusions, and no opinions you can form from this picture.
I just thought he looks like he went through chemo.
No, I mean, it's literally just that guy, but bald now.
Yeah,
This
he
doesn't.
doesn't-
I mean, and that's all Lex Luthor
Is that literally
It's
all the
just-
picture is?
Yes, it's just him.
Wow.
But no hair. And everybody's like, they're doing Luthor. Blah. And I'm like, this doesn't tell you anything. It just means that he's not going to have hair. He could still suck. He could still be awesome. The movie could be shit, but he could give a great performance. Like, this tells you...
I just kind of hope that he really
nothing.
shines his head. I wanted to
Yeah,
have
no, he did.
Go remember.
He has, like, little pricklies, but no, I mean, like, really, it doesn't tell you anything. You can draw no
So-
conclusions from this.
Well, no,
Other
no,
than,
but-
here's the one thing you can tell. When you see the movie, there will at least be one scene where he's bald. That is all you can draw from this.
No.
That's it. That's the end.
But at least sometimes when they release a picture, like, we get excited. Like in the Avengers, when they release a picture of Ultron, or
When they
we're
release
like,
a picture of
yeah.
Ultron, it's a robot. When they released the picture of Aquaman, he had armor. When they released this, they shaved a man's head.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like they're
Hold on,
giving
hold
us
on.
nothing.
There are some times
they're
where
not-
this is kind of noteworthy. For example, Kevin Smith and his beard. When you see that, it's kind of a big deal.
But he's not, like, known for his hair. Apparently with Jared Leto,
Right.
he had, like, really long hair. They cut his hair for Joker, and everybody was like, yeah! But,
right.
again,
I
that's a
still
little
give
more
zero
iconic.
fucks about
he
that.
He had really long hair. It was iconic. He's the singer. This is an actor who has shaved his head.
Woo!
Fucking
Yeah.
go watch 12 Monkeys. Brad Pitt shaved his head for that.
Oh, dude, that
Go
movie.
watch anything with Bruce
recently
Willis,
watched.
he shaves his head. There's that, something Paris, the John Travolta one. He shaved his fucking head.
Yeah, that was a good movie, actually.
Guess what, fucker? Actors shave their heads. This
Yeah,
doesn't tell you shit.
I just wanted to bring it up because it seemed like they were like, oh, look, first look Lex Luthor, and I was like,
No, they did.
it
They
just
were
looks
trying to
like
be
some dude that went through
"Rah!" and
chemo. I'm sorry.
It was just a dude with a bald head. Like, he wasn't even in a suit. It wasn't like,
No.
this is the Lex Luthor costume. He's there with a suit holding kryptonite, being all badass. It's just him in his t-shirt, and his head is shaved.
You know, you could add
Oh
one of those little support little banners on it, and it would
Yeah.
make a lot more
Oh, yeah.
sense.
If you put a little pink ribbon on there, it's like breast cancer awareness. It's a guy's problem, too. Or something, you know? Dudes get breast cancer, fuck you.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, it was just like they tried to make this big announcement, and there were people out there who were like, "It's a big announcement," and I went, "He shaved his fucking head."
At the sake of
That's
sounding
it.
like the asshole that I am, I'm sorry, but I'd rather it be anything but breast cancer. They have enough awareness. Who doesn't know about that at this point? I'd rather it be like prostate cancer.
Dick cancer. What the fuck ever.
Right. I'm just
I
saying.
don't know. I don't know if Rwanda knows about breast cancer, bro. Just saying.
All right.
All right.
Moving on.
As
we
for
are already
E-News,
an hour
E-News,
into this.
that's
E-News
all
took
I got.
The whole shebang this time. So, Steven, let's just jump over to whatever you got for us and let's burn through it.
I thought I told
Really,
you guys
this was
didn't
my
have
episode.
anything this time, but let's see.
No, he did. He brought up the PlayStation TV, and we had a nice little chat
I'm
about it.
making up some shit on the spot. Hold on here. Give me 2
No,
seconds.
hey. No. We hit an hour, and if we can leave soon here, this will be the closest we've ever come to actually staying within our time frame.
Okay, then fine. I'm gonna fucking whore us out. It'll be a thing. It's happening right now.
This is exciting, guys. This is
exciting.
This is the
We're gonna go
closest
for the
we've ever
closest
been.
closest to an
this
hour.
This is great. Okay.
It's
Let's
all
see
over
how long the
it's all
whoring
on the head.
takes.
Okay, here we go. Whoring us out. Leave a comment to us. We want your feedback. In fact, there's going to be a copy of Reign of Kings for one of the first 5 people that send us anything. You can do that by going to our websites 5D or 5dpodcast.com. You can hit us up on email. We love your feedback. Again, very important for us. That's 5d@5dpodcast.com. These are with the numeral 5. We are on YouTube at /5dpodcast. We're on Twitch at /5dpodcast. We also have a Twitter. That is 5d_podcast because for whatever reason 5D podcast was taken. You can catch me at Figbird4885. And even though Tyler is not around anymore,
Fucker.
well, for at least the time being, he also has a Twitter, and that's Cosplay Fiend. All that information will be in the blurb underneath the episode on iTunes, which is where we also produce it. Rate us up there or leave a hate mail and give us 0 stars. I don't care. Just give us some information. That's what we want. In the meantime,
Well, you
closing
forgot-
thoughts, anybody?
What is the schedule for all of the places they can find us on Twitch?
Okay, on Twitch, if you want to find us, we do our the podcast here, live recording. You want to check out the chat and hang out with us while we do it. We do respond. We do talk to those people. That is at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. The episodes go live on the audio version on Saturdays, usually around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but, you can also...
Thursdays, Eduardo and I
was continuing.
because he has one and I don't even know the time for it, and I don't think you know the time for it. So this way, it's like we're passing a ball around.
Well,
So
actually, he does it Tuesdays, and I don't remember the time off the top of my head.
Oh, and what's it even called?
Girl Guy Gaming.
Is that what it's called?
Guy
Eduardo?
Girl Gaming Corner.
Damn it, I was so close!
So here I'm going to take it. Thursdays, you can
Fuckers.
see me and Eduardo play. We usually do MMOs, but every once in a while we stray. But normally it's MMOs Thursdays 7 to 9. And Eduardo, take it away.
On Tuesdays, me and my fiance get together and we do the Guy Girl Gaming Corner, where I play a video game. She either joins in or she sits there and just kind of comments on what's going on. Things like, heal, heal, you're dying. Things of that nature. Next week's might be a little bit delayed because we're traveling back from New York, but we're putting some spots together for you guys.
All right.
Oh, and for MMOs, it's called Noobs on MMOs because we're noobs and we don't really do MMOs. Here we go. Eventually, after we play these a lot, we'll have to change the name. But Thursdays we do Neverwinter, DCU, Reign of Kings we did last week. It was a little spotty because fucking alpha.
Problems.
Exactly.
Again,
but we like to switch it up.
Because you skipped off me. Also, I run, for the most part, like literally every day, or at least that's my aim, with Metagame Network. That's also on Twitch. Pretty much any day after 7. Sometimes I start early, sometimes I start late, sometimes I go late, but around 7 o'clock every evening. We also do a really awesome show on Sundays, Devin and I. Currently, we are doing Divinity Original Sin with voice acting all of the exposition. And that is one of my favorite things ever.
Sexy German voice, just
yeah.
for your big boy.
Yeah, and you can hear me do all sorts of ridiculous things, like, Crazy Laughing Man that got a really bad reaction.
Yes, it did. That was very offended.
Well,
and most of that info you can find down below for the 5D, and there's also a link for the Metagame Twitch. You can find their info there as well. And yeah, I think we just hoard ourselves out pretty good.
The only other thing I can say is we also have a lot of projects in the work and a lot of stuff to look out for. So definitely drop in on the websites to see what stuff we have coming up and see when that stuff's going to be coming out. And maybe, just maybe, if you guys are awesome and bounce around to all of our individual streams, you can maybe see some of that stuff in the work as it's being built.
Yep.
That's a thing
Sexy
that's gonna happen.
fresh.
Sexy fucking
so
fresh.
In closing, last thing to state, thank everybody who's been listening, everybody who's been in the chat, all those people that enjoy what we do. Again, looking for feedback, it's good, but we could not be doing this as fun without you guys. So thank you very much for being there. And with that, I'm going to say good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.